Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Better Call Saul, the television series. This one's for Season 2, Episode 2, which is called Cobbler. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen the second episode yet, I'm going to spoil it for you. So, just got finished watching it, and I enjoyed this one just tremendously, man. This one was so much more fun than the first episode 1 of Season 2. It's not even funny. The first episode, I was a little bit disappointed because it is a season premiere. But, I mean, Better Call Saul is a certain kind of show where the finale of Season 1 was big. So they're starting up with a new story. You've got a bunch of new characters coming in, this kind of deal. And, some old ones returning as well, too. But just really setting it up well for this episode. If I had to score this one, this would be like a 9.5 out of 10. This one was hilarious, hysterical, especially the end. Squat Cobbler. He's telling them, you don't know what a squat cobbler is? It's when a guy, he sits on pies and stupid crap. And then he buys the pie. So let's talk about the ending first, since we're already there. So Warmal, I have trouble saying his name, Mr. Warmal. So Dan, so just a hilarious character, so funny. Oh my God, I love the line from Nacho. What does he say? That thing looks like a bus for 6-year-old pimps or something. Oh, and there were so many good one-liners in this one. That one from Nacho was good. And then to top it all off at the end, you have a great scene between Saul or Jimmy and Kim, because it's just so great. I really like where they're going with this, because I've always kind of wondered, okay, what is going to be Kim's role in Better Call Saul, and how is that going to cross into Breaking Bad? Because of course she's not a character in Breaking Bad. So what's going to happen between her and Saul? We know in the long run, because of what happens with Saul later on with Jimmy, that obviously the two of them won't be together in the long term. But I'm interested to see how that divide happens, because right now they seem like they're a really strong couple. They're sitting at the table. She'll like rub her foot against his, and they just seem like they have really good chemistry, and that they're kind of the type of people that used to work together when they were just kind of coming up and got to know each other. And she has a smoke outside, and he stands with her, that kind of deal. And it's kind of like one of those kind of like a ritual they have, or something that kind of brings them back to when they were younger, earlier on in their careers and that. So they just have a beautiful relationship. And I even like in the premiere when Saul or Jimmy asks her if it's going to happen between them, the two of them, and we're getting to see that it is, and that they have the beginning of a really great relationship. And it seems like she's even talking about maybe she'll move there, try to work for the same company, this kind of deal, and that they'll be able to do something. But in the end, I really like what she says. She just puts her foot down. She puts her foot down. I can't hear about this kind of stuff anymore. That's it. You got to stop, right? And she's saying it. She's saying it as if that's it. You got to stop. You can't continue to do this stuff. And I really love what they're doing psychologically with Jimmy, because they've got him at this interesting place where he's got everything going for him. For the first time in his life, he's probably making really good money. We don't really know, how much he's getting paid, but it's going to be a lot, and everything's going well for him. He's got like a company Mercedes, and he's like driving, and all the ladies from the shop are like looking at stuff, and the owner ladies just looking at him. I am not impressed, right? Type of look, and tells them all to get away. So it's funny. So he's got everything going for him right now, and she's got a great point. Why are you going to screw this up? You can do things legit. You don't have to falsify evidence. You don't have to break the rules. And part of what makes Saul such a strong lawyer, I think, I guess let's just say Saul, is that he's willing to break the rules himself, right? What's the famous line from Breaking Bad? He likes his women like he likes his lawyers. Something with just the right amount of dirty. It's been a few years now. Only the very best with just the right amount of dirty. So I felt it this episode. I felt like some of those old, Breaking Bad moments of him, where he's just really on his ball, really funny, and we got to see the start of that with Wormhole, where he's in the interrogation with him, and he's starting to make up this just ridiculous nonsense, and then he falsifies the evidence afterwards to clear him, and Oh my God, man! It's something that's so crazy and so ridiculous that it's like nobody's going to believe that. But when it comes from him and everything, it's like, could anybody make that up? It's so ridiculous. So they, they're going to probably let him off on it, of course. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the future with Dan, or if he's done, Mr. Wormhole, or if he's finished. In the show, if his time has come up, I tend to think it probably hasn't. Nacho's done with him, so that's funny, and I like how they've worked his character back in this season as well too. I'm still trying to get the feeling of like who the big bad is. I almost want to feel like it's Chuck. He's like the bad guy of the series because he's like that. He's got the brotherly competition going. Even when Chuck shows up at HHM, when Jimmy goes there and stuff, and even though he barely leaves the house, and Jimmy is able to kind of through competition, I guess, inspire him to get up and leave the house and do all this kind of stuff. And I really love the scene when he asks him what he's doing there. And man, it's just so great, and how every time he sees his brother, it just sets him off the edge. And I guess his way to cope with that is to kind of do something crazy, do something nutty that he probably shouldn't be doing. And of course, Kim sees the potential for disaster, so she tells him, "Why? What's the point? What the hell are you doing this for?" And she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand it. So for him, as a character, I would say it's probably about the thrill. He probably loves to get the thrill. He can do the regular kind of boring legwork lawyer thing. But it's much more fun to be in the action and to be getting mixed up in this kind of stuff. Being a lawyer is an interesting occupation because, sometimes they have to defend people that they're really smart, obviously very smart people. To become a lawyer, you have to be one of the smartest, in terms of IQ and hard work. You're going to have to be in that top 10% probably of people. You're going to have to be really smart, and you're going to have to work your ass off to get there, right? And they're obviously smart enough to know that the people that they're defending probably most of the time are probably guilty, or at least a majority of the time are, and yet someone's got to take the case. If they say, well, this guy's probably guilty, I'm not going to take it or something, another lawyer going to come in and swoop that up and take it. It's just it's interesting occupation that in that way that what they have to do, and how you get the questions of moral flexibility. Mike calls it. I like that. That's good. So the ending of the episode just kicked my ass. I just laughed hysterical about the squat cobbler thing. Sits in the pie. Sits in the pie. Beginning of the episode, we got Chuck. He's playing the piano and that, and no pressure from Howard and that. So that's, it's just Howard's transformed. He's not really the villain anymore. He's more like the underling to Chuck, it seems like, right? And then you've got so Jimmy with a Mercedes, so that was fun. Mike and Dan. What business might that be? And Mike is the actor who plays Mike is like ultra badass. It doesn't matter how old he is or whatever. He's just got, I don't know, he's just got it down, man. He's got it so down. He can't do anything without being badass. He's badass when he even just stands there and breathes. It's so funny. So your drugs, your baseball cards, and then Mike, I'll find your cards. So he goes after Nacho. How'd you find me? And he mentions Tuco, so that was funny too. So again, Mike does his homework. He's ready, the next 60,000, and we got the part where they trade off, and the relationship's done between Nacho and Wormhole, and the rest of the stuff that we already talked about. So awesome episode, man. Really happy that the second this one for me is like, okay, the first one I was a little worried after watching the premiere. I was like, okay, is this season going to be a little bit slower? Is it not going to be as funny as the first one? Is it not going to have as much stuff going on? Is it going to be a little bit more, not filler, but slow pace, and not having that much delivery? But this one was just on point. It's what Breaking Bad started out at the beginning of the series, which is like a dark humor, like a black comedy, and just really fun, and allowing the humor to kind of evolve naturally out of the characters, which is great, rather than it being kind of a forceful comedy type show where you expect it to be funny all the time. I love this style of comedy because it mixes it in with a great story, and it just comes out naturally based on who the characters are. And so this one was absolutely hilarious. Hopefully many more of the episodes in Season 2 are this good. So if you guys got a chance to see Better Call Saul Season 2, Episode 2, Cobbler, write your comments below. Let me know what you thought. I just loved it, man. I was just on the floor half the time. It was amazing. I loved it so much. So if you guys like this video, you can thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, you can share, you can fave. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you want to see more reviews, Better Call Saul for me, you can subscribe at the bottom left. I'm going to do them one way or another if they end up being even half this good. This was so fun. So that's it for this one. See you guys again real soon for another Walking Dead video. Next week for Better Call Saul, Episode 3. It's Trev. I'm saying peace.